Into town later on tonight. As far as what you can expect in the morning, showers and still breezy, so we'll call it wet and breezy with lows 45 to 50 degrees. 6 o'clock, World News Tonight is next.
On World News Tonight, the police in Germany have arrested a man they say was deeply connected to the September attacks. The CIA identifies its agent who was killed at the prison rebellion in Afghanistan. The attack on the prison was relentless. Tonight, we'll take a closer look at what the CIA is doing in country. The Justice Department is challenged on Capitol Hill today about secret military tribunals and air travel on your own schedule. If you have the money, there are no long security lines.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening, everyone. The CIA did something unusual today. It confirmed in a very public way that one of its agents had been killed in Afghanistan. His name is Johnny Michael Spann, and he is the first American to be killed in action since the U.S. military campaign began. He was killed during the Taliban prison rebellion at Mazar-e-Sharif. And the CIA knew it had a problem when it got a radio message from another American who was there. ABC's John McCarthy is in Washington tonight. John, the CIA was under some considerable pressure to tell a full story.
Well, a lot of the story was already in public, Peter, and therefore the CIA did take the unusual step not only of acknowledging that one of its operatives had been killed, but naming him and issuing a press release.
The first hint that the agency had lost someone came during last weekend's prison riot in Mazar-e-Sharif, an urgent radio call by what appears to be another CIA agent.
There's hundreds of dead here, at least, and I don't know how many Americans are. I think one was killed, I'm not sure.
The CIA today acknowledged that Johnny Michael Spann, seen here in his high school photograph, was killed during that bloody uprising. He was part of a team that was interrogating Taliban prisoners. Spann had been with the agency for just 2 years. Today, the Pentagon released new gun camera video of yesterday's attack on what intelligence sources say was a gathering of nearly 100 Taliban.
We were confident that it was Taliban leadership.
But still no word on who might have been killed. As for Taliban leader Mullah Omar, he announced today in a radio interview from wherever he is hiding that he was still alive and urged his fighters never to surrender. More U.S. troops are on the ground in Afghanistan today, and many more are headed in that direction. There are now 800 Marines in the south, the number growing every day. They are digging in at an airstrip 65 miles from Kandahar. In the north, about 24 Army troops from the 10th Mountain Division are now at the airport in Mazar-e-Sharif, making sure it is secure in case a much larger force is needed there in a hurry. 200 people from the Air Force have just been ordered to open a new fighter base in the country of Kyrgyzstan, 100 miles north of the Afghan border. The base is expected to include F-15s as well as French Air Force Mirage fighters.
And finally, Peter, ABC News has learned that 1,200 U.S. Marines will be leaving from California next weekend. That's a month and a half early, but they will be moving toward Afghanistan along with all this additional firepower.
Thanks, John. John McCarthy at the Pentagon this evening. We got unusual pictures today of the fighting at the prison where the Taliban soldiers staged that revolt. It took 3 days for the Northern Alliance, with the help of British and American forces, to end the uprising. A French cameraman took these pictures as the rebellion was finally put down. He needed the shoes. One other item about the prison. The human rights organization Amnesty International wants a formal investigation into the prison rebellion. They want to know how it started and whether the response, part of what you see, was proportionate. Hundreds of Taliban died. Many of the dead were reportedly found with their hands tied behind their backs. Now, in Germany today, where 4 Afghan factions are talking about a future government for the country, the Northern Alliance rejected a UN plan for a multinational peacekeeping force. The 3 other factions wanted it, and it is clearly going to be a sticking point. In Germany today, police have arrested a man they say had direct links to the hijackers on September 11th. Investigators believe he is an important piece of the puzzle, and ABC's Brian Ross is here to give us the details. Brian.
Peter, authorities say the man arrested today not only helped to facilitate the 19 hijackers, but may have been planning his own suicide attack. Munir al-Mutasaddiq, a 27-year-old Moroccan seen here outside his home in Hamburg last month, was described today by German authorities as having had intensive contacts with the hijackers. Mutasaddiq was a student at the same Hamburg Technical School as hijack ringleader Mohammed Atta, and regularly visited the apartment where Atta and others planned the hijackings. He co-signed Atta's will, discovered by the FBI in Atta's luggage, which was found after the suicide attacks. But more importantly, authorities say Mutasaddiq controlled a German bank account used to send money to Florida to pay for flight training for at least 3 of the hijackers.
The more bank accounts you have, the more difficult it gets to track the money down to the real boss.
ABC News also has learned there was another pressing concern about Mutasaddiq, a trip he took to a German nuclear power plant earlier this year, supposedly as a student, where authorities say he was seen taking extensive notes.
What caught the attention of German authorities is that Mutasaddiq took copious notes during that field trip, which led German investigators to believe that he was maybe planning for a major terrorist attack on this nuclear facility.
Today's action in Germany comes as authorities across Europe are making other important arrests, most recently in Spain, where authorities took into custody a key al-Qaeda leader said to have had advanced knowledge of the September 11th attacks. Now the hope is that information gained from the European arrest can provide leads in this country on any terrorist who may remain at large looking for targets, Peter.
Thanks, Brian. Brian Ross. At the White House today, President Bush thanked the visiting Spanish president for what Spain has done in the campaign against terrorism. 8 men suspected of belonging to al-Qaeda have been arrested there. There could be a problem. Spanish law forbids their extradition if they will face military tribunals here. Other nations have similar objections. Human rights organizations also object. They point out that when the U.S. criticizes the human rights records of other countries, those countries get a black mark if they try civilians in military courts. On Capitol Hill today, this was an issue at a hearing with Justice Department officials. ABC's Pierre Thomas covered that hearing. Pierre?
Peter, that's right. It's an issue for some members of Congress who are deeply concerned about the Bush administration's anti-terrorism policies.
At a Senate hearing today, the Bush administration's anti-terror campaign came under fire from senators frustrated about the policy to try suspects in secret military tribunals.
At no time during those discussions, and there were a lot of them, with you, with the president, with the attorney general, at no time was the question of military commissions brought up.
And there was intense debate about whether military tribunals are appropriate for prosecuting terrorists.
If he is bearing arms against the United States and waging war against the United States, he gets no rights under the Constitution.
Our constitutional design can't leave these choices to one man, however well-intentioned and wise he may be. We don't live in a monarchy.
Administration officials say in times of war, extraordinary measures are needed.
Are we being aggressive and hard-nosed? You bet. But let me emphasize that every step that we have taken satisfies the Constitution and federal law.
Still, the administration was criticized for plans to monitor conversations between suspects and their attorneys and for the detention of hundreds of foreign nationals without naming them.
I continue to be deeply troubled by your refusal to provide a full accounting of everyone who has been detained and why.
The senators want more answers, and next week, the Attorney General himself will be on the same congressional hot seat. Peter?
Thank you, Pierre. Pierre Thomas covering Capitol Hill today. An ABC News Washington Post poll today finds that most Americans support the various law enforcement measures the government is taking in the campaign against terrorism. 59% are in favor of military tribunals. 86% say the government's detention of hundreds of people is justified. Some items in the national briefing tonight. The Bush administration signed a contract today to buy 155 million doses of smallpox vaccine. Cost them $428 million. This will eventually bring the nation's stockpile to nearly 290 million doses. The energy giant Enron is on the verge of one of the largest corporate collapses in history after it was caught exaggerating earnings. Today, its credit rating was downgraded to junk status, and a smaller rival called off plans to buy the company. In the summer of 2000, the stock was trading at $90. It is now, as you can see, 62 cents a share. And there were heavy snowstorms in the southern Great Plains and the Northwest today. They've caused numerous traffic accidents, and so far we have heard of 6 deaths reported. At the White House today, the Christmas tree and the First Lady. Mrs. Bush accepted the tree for the White House. She will have it decorated with models of historic homes in keeping with her home for the holidays theme. When we come back, we're going to take a closer look at what the CIA is doing in Afghanistan, agents on the ground, and unmanned aircraft. In other news tonight, the other people who suffer when U.S. airlines are in trouble. And at the end of the broadcast, the new business class for business travelers, abandoning the airlines altogether.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by Viagra.
Who'd you expect? Bob Dole?
Follow Mark Martin and the Viagra racing team this season.
Get to your doctor for a checkup and find out if a free sample of Viagra is right for you.
And for more information right now, race over to Viagra.com.
Lucky you. Your local True Value has everything you need to take care of life's little surprises and to get in and out fast. True Value. Help is just around the corner.
Come in during True Value's great big holiday sale and get the famous Bissell Spot Lifter for just $29.99 and the Dremel 2-Speed Rotary Toolkit with 15 accessories, just $39.99. Make the holidays a whole lot happier at True Value.
Americans are asking what is expected of us.
What is expected of us?
What is expected of us?
We ask you to live your lives.
Do your business.
Do your business around the country.
Fly and enjoy
America's great destination spots.
Take your family.
Enjoy life.
The way we want it to be enjoyed. Greatness is found.
Greatness is found.
When American character.
And American courage. American courage.
Can overcome American challenges.
And we will.
And we will.
Everything's bustable with the scrubbing power of the Scum Buster. Built by Black & Decker.
Go get that, Frank.
Hello? Baxter! Crunchy Meow Mix Seafood Middles. Mackerel and tuna flavors make it taste so good. Cats ask for it. By name.
At CIA headquarters in Virginia today, the flag flew at half-staff for Mike Spann, the operative who died in the prison revolt. His father said today he died doing what other people don't want to do. Since the CIA was created half a century ago, 79 employees have died in the line of duties. There is a memorial to them. Some of the stars have names, other names are still secret. We're going to take a closer look tonight at the CIA's role in Afghanistan. It has been more open than the country is accustomed to. Here's ABC's Martha Raddatz.
In the small town in Alabama where Johnny Michael Spann grew up, flags are lowered to half-staff.
Mike was a loyal and patriotic American, and he loved his country very much.
Spann, seen in this high school photo, was 32 and the father of an infant son and 2 young daughters. He left Alabama to join the Marine Corps in 1991, but in 1999 ended his military career to work covert operations for the CIA. Spann was one of at least 2 CIA officers interrogating prisoners in Mazar-e-Sharif when he was killed last Sunday. The CIA was on the ground in Afghanistan almost immediately after the September 11th attacks. And today, 11 weeks later, the number of operatives moving in and out of the country is believed to be in the hundreds. The principal mission of the CIA is to gather intelligence, but the agency is doing a lot more than that in Afghanistan.
They have expertise in certain types of weapons and training, and sometimes they'll be helping instruct forces, like some from the Northern Alliance, about how to use a particular new kind of, let's say, a shoulder-held weapon of some sort.
CIA officers have also been guiding pilots to Taliban and al-Qaeda targets with special lasers. And the CIA has weapons of its own. The CIA has been arming unmanned Predator drones with Hellfire missiles, successfully destroying a Taliban compound, a moving convoy, and some Taliban leaders.
An operator at a remote console can see what the unmanned aerial vehicle sees via television camera. That's real-time, that's transmitted via satellite, and then launch the missiles.
U.S. officials have said from the beginning that much of this war would be fought in secret, which is why the CIA has been so involved and why Johnny Michael Spann and his colleagues were at that prison on Sunday. Martha Raddatz, ABC News, Washington.
Couple of other items overseas this evening. There's been a major crackdown on child pornographers. Police in 20 countries, by the way, including the United States, have arrested 130 suspected pedophiles. They're accused of using the internet to traffic in child pornography. Police said they were unable to track down hundreds more because they used false names. And in the Middle East, the U.S. diplomatic team sent by the Bush administration met with the Palestinian President Yasser Arafat. Mr. Arafat said he would make a 100% effort to achieve a ceasefire with Israel. When we come back, the airlines eliminate a $4 meal, and thousands of jobs are affected.
There are 5 types of reindeer. We use the really fast ones. Speedy delivery, happy holiday service. Just call or click. Land's End. Tired of wearing the same old thing? Then slip into a colorful, comfortable Land's End turtleneck. Why shell out more? Buy 3, save $7.50. Only at Land's End.
I'm every man.
And every woman who ever suffered from frequent, persistent heartburn.
If you've treated your heartburn and changed your diet, but it comes back 2 or more days a week, then you may know about the burning pain of acid reflux disease.
But there's something about acid reflux that I didn't know.
Over time, that acid churning up can wear away the lining of your esophagus.
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't.
But today, there's a purple pill called Nexium. It's from the makers of Prilosec. Just 1 prescription Nexium a day gives many people complete resolution of heartburn symptoms.
That could mean complete heartburn relief.
And importantly, Nexium is also proven to heal erosions in the esophagus caused by acid reflux. Only a doctor can determine if you have this damage. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. The most common side effects of Nexium and Prilosec are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. So talk to your doctor and call this number for more information and for a free trial certificate for Nexium.
Relieve the heartburn, heal the damage. It's possible with today's purple pill called Nexium.
Once you pass 50, skincare's a whole new game.
L'Oreal introduces age-perfect anti-sagging and ultra-hydrating treatment.
Because mature skin has issues all its own. It starts to sag, loses resiliency, and needs more moisture.
Age-perfect actually improves skin's resiliency, tightening its network as it deeply rehydrates. So effective, 83% of women reported more resilient skin.
It's a major breakthrough for mature skin.
New age-perfect anti-sagging and ultra-hydrating treatment, only from L'Oreal.
Because you're worth it.
The versatile new Dremel rotary tool. With over 150 available accessories
accessories. It does so much. You'll wonder how you ever got along without it. The Dremel rotary tool. Every home should have one. Or two.
Imagine being the one person who shut down an airport, stranding 10,000, throwing the National Guard into red alerts. It happened to him. Now he speaks out on Good Morning America.
The Federal Reserve said today that the economy got even weaker in October and the first half of November after the terrorist attacks. One reason is the slowdown in travel. The troubled airline business is slashing everything from flight schedules to meal service. ABC's Bob Jamieson reports tonight on how cutting a meal can affect an industry.
People who travel know there's less meal service as the airlines cut back. But that $4 saved on the average meal will have a $2 billion effect on the economy. The first place they feel it is the flight kitchens, like Gate Gourmet, which provide the finished meals. The major flight kitchens together have laid off 10,000 employees. Cynthia McConnell got the call from her employer on September 11th.
We didn't have to report to work until further notice. And after that, there was no further notice.
Next hit were the food distributors, like Sage Enterprises. These companies get everything an airline needs, from toilet paper to salad dressing, and deliver it to the right airport at the right time. After September 11th, Sage's business dropped instantly by 50%. It laid off almost half its workforce.
Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to prepare for this. It just caught everybody off guard, not only in our industry and in our country and in the world.
Then there are the suppliers of raw materials. Calvetti Meats is a family business in Chicago that prepared 30,000 filet mignons a day before the 11th. Now, with only half its usual orders, Calvetti has made its first cutback since 1992.
And that was during the Gulf War.
But nothing like this.
30% in one fell swoop, never.
Airline food has to be kept cold. Dry Ice Corporation chills the food on planes from Boston to Baltimore.
Right now, today, I would say we're probably off in volume somewhere between 25 to 40%.
But one business passengers know all too well is growing, even adding workers. King Nut of Cleveland.
We're one of the cheapest items that they have. Instead of getting a meal, now you're going to get, in effect, a peanut or a pretzel.
For King Nut, for the airline food industry, and for the passengers, it looks like this is the future. Bob Jamieson, ABC News, Chicago.
When we come back, we'll have another report on the airline industry. If you're unhappy with the airports and aviation in general, there is another way. You do have to be rich.
At Bank of America, we really wanted to participate in the Olympic Winter Games. But in the end, we decided to support the real athletes and stick to the things we do best, like defending your money with a leader in photo security check cards and credit cards.
You're short of breath. There's pain in your chest. You may be having a heart attack. Now what do? Call an ambulance? Good. And take Bear Aspirin. It's now been proven that aspirin can do more than help prevent second heart attacks. Now Bear may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack. Talk to your doctor now. Do you know where your Bear is? Bear. Take it for pain. Take it for life.
Americans are asking what is expected of us.
What is expected of us?
What is expected of us?
We ask you to live your lives.
Do your business.
Do your business around the country.
Fly and enjoy.
America's great destination spots.
Take your family.
Enjoy life.
The way we want it to be enjoyed. Greatness is found.
Greatness is found
when American character.
and American courage. American courage.
Can overcome American challenges.
And we will.
And we will.
So, we're all here because of this new Windex multi-surface with vinegar? Yeah, this multi-surface. Looks like trouble.
Introducing new Windex multi-surface with vinegar. You can use it most everywhere to clean lots of surfaces. In your bathroom, your kitchen, all over your home.
Multi-surface? Hey, Wilson, fly down and see if it works on glass, too. Ooh, works on glass. Yup, works on glass.
New Windex Multi-Surface with Vinegar. Multi-surface means multi-shine. S.C. Johnson & Family Company.
If the price of bottled water has forced you to take drastic measures, try Pure filtered water. It's just as good as bottled at a price that's 10 times less. Pure water filters. Your water should be pure.
Now, the same Caltrate that helps fight bone loss may help your colon too. In a recent study, Caltrate helped reduce the risk of recurrence of colon polyps, a risk factor for colon cancer. The same Caltrate you take for your bones, now for colon health too.
I'm Paul Lindman. Coming up next on K2 News, a strong storm slams into the northwest, unleashing high winds and toppling a semi on Highway 101. Also, an early winter wonderland closes schools in some counties. Lucky students enjoying an early Christmas present. And a Portland man says his lottery ticket's worth millions. The state says it's for the wrong drawing. Next on K2 News.
A fire destroyed his company, but he didn't let his people go. Now, riddled with debt, he could lose everything. The boss who put people before profits. Watch World News Tonight.
Finally this evening, mobility and the new elite. We all know that the airlines are having huge problems. Anyone who's flown lately knows how much more difficult it can be. ABC's Judy Muller reports tonight on a radical way to get around all of the hassle, including all of that security.
When Silicon Valley executive Steve Kirsch heads to the airport for a one-day business trip, he doesn't worry about getting there early. Kirsch drives right up to his private plane. As for a security check,
They looked at my ID, and I looked at their ID. That whole procedure that normally takes 2 hours in an airport took us about 10 seconds.
during the one-hour flight to Southern California, Kirsch and his colleagues conduct business and dine with real cutlery. Such elite travel used to be confined to those who could afford, say, a $50 million jet. Not any longer. The hottest trend in the aviation industry is something called fractional jet ownership, in which a number of companies or individuals buy a partial interest in a jet. But even partial interest doesn't come cheap. A 1/8 share in a jet can range from $140,000 to $6 million, depending on the aircraft. Additional fees for maintenance and use can tack on another $45,000 a month. Even so, many executives are deciding the cost is worth it, especially since September 11.
If they're standing in a line waiting to clear security at an airport, you've got to remember that they're not conducting any business during that time.
Among those cashing in on the trend, United Airlines. It has plans to sell fractional ownership in 250 business jets, even as the company cuts thousands of jobs from its commercial operation. Some fear this trend will polarize the flying public. On one side, the wealthy who fly hassle-free. On the other,
The rest of us are going to have to wait in long lines at airports to get through security and probably pay higher fares eventually as the number of commercial airlines shrink.
as for Kirsch, he wrapped up his meetings in plenty of time for his return flight that evening. Not that he was worried. This plane, after all, waits for him. Judy Muller, ABC News, Los Angeles.
That is our report on World News Tonight. Tomorrow on the broadcast, another giant industry asking for an enormous bailout using your money. Don't forget Nightline later this evening. I'm Peter Jennings. I hope you have a good evening. Good night.
Teenagers, too tall, too short, not pretty enough. Class outcasts. Tonight, could bullying these kids put a gun in their hands? Or even worse, what can come from schoolyard bullying? No family